everyone, and welcome back to Proving Grounds Pod, your one-stop shop for all things Proving Grounds. My name is Smax, and I'm joined by my constant co-host, Cubby. Happy New Year, everyone. We're here in 2022, and we figured the best way to start this off in the new year is with our newest and youngest player in the Proving Grounds space for 2022, none other than the top laner for 100 Thieves Next, General Sniper. You're here with us.
Hello, guys.
Welcome.
Thank you guys for having me. Appreciate it.
Of course. We're really excited to have you. Cubby was making a joke before that he is 10 years older than you, and I don't know why I called it a joke, because that's just true. That's just the truth, and Cubby's going to have to live with that.
Yeah, we're gonna adapt to it shortly, but no, it's a treat. And I'm really excited to talk about a lot of things this episode, just given the fact that it is about to be your first year in competitive play, which to me is wild, given the fact that you're still in the middle of high school, right? You're coming off winter break here rather shortly, and kind of before we talk more about getting into your first year of competitive, you are 15 and you were number 1 on the ladder to wrap up season 11.
Still is.
Yep.
That's pretty incredible. What kind of went into you like picking up league and going from there?
So I mean, I've said this before. It started with Viper. Like I used to just always watch his streams. I was always with him. Like I was always watching him, and I used to play a lot of Call of Duty too, right? I was playing with my twin. And League just looked like a really fun game, and he was like a Riven 1 trick at the time, so it just looked really fun. I gave it a try, and I mean, look where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm an addict. I'm a League addict.
That's actually really funny because I went from the same thing. A different COD game, but I think I had like a 175 KD in Modern Warfare 3, and then my cousin convinced me to play League, and it was like a easy swap. So you started playing in what season then?
Season 4, I think it was. I started playing ranked in season 4.
Holy smokes! So you were 9.
I was 7 years old.
7.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so like for you, obviously starting playing the game ranked when you're 7, when did it kind of like hit you that you were like, I actually like have aspirations to maybe do what my brother does, right? Like, was that right away for you, or did that take some time?
No, it definitely took some time because at the time, like I think from season 4 to season 8, I could only play during the weekends, so I couldn't play during the weekdays at all. And even during the weekends, I had like a limited time to play. I think it was like 2 hours or 3 hours or something like that. But I think I started taking the game seriously when at around like season 9 or beginning of season 9. One of my 2 goals was to just play against my brother, play against Viper. And as long as I got to play against him, then like that's I take that, like it was huge for me. And my other one was actually to just like climb as high as I can. And I think it was like middle of season 9 I hit Challenger, and then I do it with Yasuo. I kind of lost all my LP. I lost like 200 LP. So no shout out to him. I'm
no
sorry,
flame, but it was these are facts, right? This just happened.
Yeah. I didn't even get Challenger back, so that was like the worst part.
Wow.
It's
Oh, God.
I still remember the Reddit thread that went up because you posted on Reddit that you were like, hey, I'm 13, I'm Viper's brother, and like I hit Challenger, right?
Yeah.
That was.
I didn't post on Reddit. It was my brother. I know nothing about Reddit, Twitter, none of that
Good
stuff.
for you. That's probably the way it should have been back then.
Sure.
But yeah.
So you mentioned that your goals were to play against your brother and climb as high as you can. Well, you just hit ranked 1 for this off season and for the regular season as well.
Yep.
And now you're going to be competing to get into Proving Grounds, of course. You're not officially there yet, but your team's looking pretty solid. I'd give it a pretty high chance personally for you guys to get there. What would it mean to you at this point to get to that Proving Grounds spot and actually play against the S11 Academy?
No doubt in my mind we'll get to the Proving Ground spot. I definitely think we're definitely like a tough energy team, but I definitely think that we can still compete with like all the academy teams as well, and we can be like number one in academy and amateur. Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Oh yeah.
So
I Go ahead.
kind of
Cubby.
like before, like hopping into like a lot of what this next season is going to look like. You're 15, right? Like you're in the middle
Yep.
of school. Like for you, like you're going to have like a pretty wild schedule this next year. And I'm kind of curious, like, what's
Yeah.
it like almost like growing up in the household? You get to see your older brother that's done this. Like, how do you think, I mean, not only that has shaped like your path kind of getting here, but like kind of like what is your relationship with your brothers like, and the fact that like you guys are all grinding this out in a sense together, like even though you're all at different spots, and like how has that kind of like
Yeah.
been of help to you throughout all of this?
We all just like always support each other, especially my parents.
Yeah.
Sorry, especially my dad. My parents obviously, like my mom too, but
Yeah.
my dad mainly. And they just kind of let me play as long as I finish my homework, right? And my school timetable is 10 o'clock to 2:45, which is like 4 hours and 45 minutes, right? Which is
Mhm.
like nothing. Compared to my middle school, it was like 7 hours or something like that. And it's online, so I just have like more time to play, more time to get better at the game. And I'm really dedicated to League, so like I don't think I'm gonna stop soon or even ever. But
Yeah.
yeah.
That is like, it's a totally different world now, like having like remote school. And obviously, I mean, this is like, you're really dedicated to this, but like you're 15, right? Like, have you like gotten to the point yet where like you kind of like have to try and like find a balance almost? Like when you are not doing school or league, like what are your hobbies like outside of that, right? Like
Yeah.
is there like anything else like you like to do?
So I would say I play basketball, but then I'd be lying. I used to play a lot of ball, but my hobbies are, I guess, just like I watch a lot of Netflix personally.
Yeah.
I like watching Netflix with my family, with my siblings. But other than that, I think just like hanging out with my friends, watching Netflix, and just eating food is like what I usually do outside of
Yeah.
League.
No shame in that.
What
That
was-
sounds
what was
very similar to my high school experience.
What was the best winter
Nice.
break show you went through or thing you watched?
I'm currently on Daredevil. I'm watching that.
Ooh,
And
okay.
It's I've already watched The Punisher before, if you guys have seen that.
Yeah.
Sam's a big fan.
But yeah, I'm currently on season 2, and I've just been
Very
binging it.
nice.
Yeah, it's so good
Have
actually.
you? So, I don't know how to go about this without spoiling
How
things.
far
but
down the road are you in the show? That's what you gotta
Yeah.
ask. Yeah.
do you watch the Disney Plus Marvel shows too?
Yeah, I do. The what ifs and like all those, right?
Did you see Hawkeye? Don't get too
No, I
into
have
it because
not.
people.
Okay.
Okay.
I have not. Yeah, I have not.
Okay. You should.
Is it good?
Yeah. Yes. But anyway, yeah, big fan of Daredevil. I really like I really like his character. I
Yeah.
think he's actually my favorite superhero overall. But
Wow. Yeah. No, I would say so too. He's kind of like Batman in a way.
yeah, he's sick.
Yeah.
And the Kingpin in that show, oh my god, he's so intimidating.
Oh.
He is a cool villain.
For sure. Yeah.
But yeah, definitely very reminiscent of what I did in high school as well.
Yes.
Now, if you were anything like me, which doesn't sound like you are, it sounds like you're a very responsible kid. You'd be skipping things and not doing homework to do League of Legends instead. I'm sure that's a lot more tempting for you as you're on a 100 Thieves team and rank 1 on the ladder.
Yeah.
How often do you actually do this? And we won't tell your dad about it.
Yeah,
Just
of
between
course.
us.
So usually during school, and I mean, online school is just like, it's not even like that hard, It's just like it's so easy for me because like you can just search up everything. You can search up all your answers. Plus I have an older brother who's in like university and like all that stuff. I mean, he's 25 years old, but so he's kind of like a boomer, which is fine. But
Careful.
he's really smart. Yeah.
I'm 25.
He's really smart. And he actually helps me with my work, like sometimes, not like most of the times. But yeah, I don't like do it too often because I just want to get my work done, right?
Yeah.
And then I want to play solo queue. But that's about it.
Very responsible answer. I like it.
Thank
I
you.
like it. You mentioned before that you really liked watching your brother Viper's streams. Did you prefer doing that over the shoulder, like just like watching him like standing
Yeah.
up behind him, or
Yeah,
did you want to watch it
exactly.
on your phone?
So nowadays I just watch on my phone because he doesn't really like let me in his room. He is a busy man though, to be fair. But yeah, I used to just like always just sit beside him and just watch, just take in everything. That's what I did.
That's that's pretty wild to me. Cause like I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think there are like any stream. There are very few streams like people like stream the keyboard, right? Or
Yeah.
like what actually like goes into kind of like how you're using your hands or like kind of the mechanics like that. Like, did you like pick up like any like keybinds or any like thing like that like kind of you both share in a sense? Like, or do you guys like play default keybinds or like did you like kind of like copy a couple maybe like the tricks that he figured out like when you were trying to pick it up?
Yeah, I think it was just the keybinds. It was just like it was so satisfying to watch, and I wanted to like be a part of the action, So I just so like one day my parents got me a keyboard and a mouse, um, and I was just playing on like this monitor, this like it was like $100 monitor, so
Yep.
and then yeah, I just like I guess I just yeah I just started playing.
Sweet.
I wish it was
Do
that
you-
easy. I like yeah, I just started playing.
Yeah.
I hit
I
2K
just started
LP.
Yeah. Not 2K, 1900 sadly.
It was close, right? I think I'm kind of glad that no one hit 2K because I remember like back when 1K was big, like in what season 7 or 8, and
Yep.
now it's like 1K is like a minimum required to like be considered for teams.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
That's
man.
true.
But
if you were going to try to be on the same team as Viper, which one of you would have to roll swap?
He would have to roll swap. He would go to 80 carry, I think. His 80 carry
Oh.
champions
So
are
he-
pretty cracked.
we had
He's
him
pretty
on.
good at those.
We had him on last year, and he actually talked about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He talked a lot about like wanting to coach the two of you as well, you and your brother.
Oh, he did?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I didn't
So
even
that
know
was like,
that.
that was like a big motivation. Like he's like, I want to play against him in the LCS, and then once my hands get too old, I want to coach him, which was pretty cool
That's
actually.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool actually.
You know what else he said? He said
did he
that
say?
he couldn't be on camera because you were stealing his webcam because you
For
were
streaming.
streaming. it.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was a long time ago actually. A year ago felt like a decade ago. Wow. No, I remember that. Yeah, I had his camera.
Oh man, yeah, that was a pretty fun time.
Whoever
Well,
finishes their
you know-
chores first gets the camera. That's how it
Yeah,
works.
And look at us now.
That's
You're
funny.
here, and he's not stealing your camera back.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah,
didn't get
exactly.
revenge on you. It's very nice of him. Oh boy. So to get into 100 Thieves next, because Cubby and I have seen a bunch of iterations of this team by this point. We've covered and casted all 3.5 of them, I guess, because there was a bit of a switcheroo in the middle of last year.
Yep.
This team definitely has some striking differences. There are a lot of veterans on this team compared to past iterations. Most notably, I think Insanity playing mid lanes, like straight out of LCS.
That guy's good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no question. That
guy's
guy's amazing.
really good.
What does this mean for you coming in as the the freshest face on this roster, going into a team that has a lot of veteran presence, and even like the players you consider rookies, like Array did just play a year of Proving Grounds.
Yeah, no, for sure. So like I've already played with these players before, or at least I played with Sword and Insanity before, like during solo queue. Not much of Fnatic and Arrays, so it was definitely like it was definitely like I definitely need to get used to playing with like all of them because I'm new to like the competitive environment and all that stuff. But even then I was like so back I think it was like early 2021. I was substituting in a lot of scrims for my brother on IMT.
Mhm.
So I played like 10 games too, so like I got a lot from that, and not a lot from that, but like I got some a little competitive experience from that. And yeah, like now I think I'm ready to just dominate.
So like kind of going from playing solo queue to now playing like 5 stacked, right?
Mhm.
Would have been like a few of the things that like have really like maybe like surprised you in the sense that like you weren't like, is there anything like you weren't expecting kind of like taking that jump, or anything that like really stuck out to you as like, wow, this is way more important here than it is like for me in solo queue, stuff like that?
So we've already started scrimming. We scrimmed like 3 blocks, I think, and nothing really stood out to me. Like I'm already like used to everything already. Cause for me, I'm like, I just literally need to play with like, let's just say like this roster, right? I just need to play with them for a couple of games. I need to get like a good sense, a good feel, and then like we'll all start doing good, you know. So that's what I think. That's how I felt.
Yeah. Well, Cubby and I have also witnessed you play on other teams in the Tyler 1 money matches. And
We don't talk about those.
oh, we're gonna talk about those just a little bit.
All right.
You're
But,
lucky. You're lucky I didn't make. I couldn't fit General Sniper in without it overlapping with your Twitter. So you're lucky I didn't make your name for this G Snipes. You know.
That name is like too overused.
Well, you came in and like gave yourself your own nickname.
Yeah,
That's like rule one. You can't
it
do
was,
that.
It was my fault. I don't deny that. It was definitely my fault for sure. No, it's a good name. It's a good name. It's a funny name.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah,
What was
I like it.
do you have any takeaways from those events that are helping you out in your now competitive scrims and mindset?
Those were also learning experiences for me. Like all these tournaments I've been in, including subbing in for my brother, have been an experience for me, and that's why I think like I can adapt to scrims and like all that mindset really quickly. So I think it was definitely like worth it, just being a part of the T1 money matches, scrimming, all that stuff, you know.
Yeah. What would you say so far has been like the biggest difference for you coming from rank 1 solo queue and playing for a couple years into or playing challenger for a couple years, I should say, into this new landscape? What do you think the biggest thing is?
I definitely like I think my communication, like my comms, aren't the best. So and Insanity's helping, and Insanity and Fnatic are helping me a lot with that. And I think like I think that's about it. Like my gameplay's on point. I don't get nervous. Like I'm a really confident person personally. So yeah, and I'm just having lots of fun so far.
That's awesome.
That's the confident part actually is kind of funny to me, just because when we had Viper on here, we talked to him when he was on No Work, right? When it was back like in that spring split where it was really dumb because Academy played like 9 games and then Amateur played like 70.
Oh yeah.
And I remember talking with Viper because he was like, you know, like coming out of LCS, he's like, I lost my confidence, right? Like they had me like playing weak side Ornn. I was never my gameplay. I didn't look good. Like the fans, you know, like didn't react well. And he's like, coming into like this space now, I've kind of like picked up my confidence back, right? So I find it funny that like you mentioned that as well, given the fact that like, you know, obviously just being brothers, but also like learning a lot from Viper. Is there like anything in kind of like that sense, maybe outside of like just raw gameplay, like, and anything like you've read or like talked about with him when it comes to like kind of the mindset of what it's going to take like to kind of compete, like whatever the day is?
Yeah, I've talked to him about this, and like I throughout all these years, I was still like in like the high elo scene, right? So like I understood what was going on, and how he played and all that stuff, and I definitely like learned so much from that, like so much from that like I never really like started thinking about. So yeah, like he's definitely helping me a lot about that side, like about the confidence side. And I think I'm definitely getting it from him. Just like being confident and like all that stuff, you know, just like playing your own game, playing how you do in solo queue. And yeah, like he's definitely been teaching me so much.
Are you gonna start picking up the marksman top lane as well?
I don't know about that. I don't really think they're good. Like personally, if he would pick them against me, then like that would be a different story. I would beat him up. But yeah.
You just gotta land the heroic stun, right? That's it. That is matchup over.
Yeah, that's true. He's gonna ban my Aurelia though. He's too scared.
So that's actually something that I've also noticed, just like from you with, you know, streaming in solo queue a lot, like playing fives, a lot of that like champ pool thing. Like in solo queue a lot of times, like I know that you and a lot of players kind of like tier list, right? Like I think this champion's the best blind. these are the champions that I think are really, really strong. And like I have a couple that like are lower tier, but like I think are good like here and there.
Yep.
When it comes to like kind of moving into competitive and also expanding your play in the top lane as well, like what are obviously like you haven't played like a ton of scrims yet, like with this new team, but I guess like do you have like any goals in that sense? Because we know you for your carry play, right? And, like, you're
of course.
really good at bruisers.
Yeah.
Do you have like any personal goals for you this upcoming season when it comes to like your play or like other champions like you want to improve or work on and stuff like that?
Yeah, so like I want to add something before we talk about this.
Yeah.
So with the comms part, like with my comms personally, I'm so used to streaming, right? I'm so used to just like talking to my chat, telling them everything I'm doing, every single little detail I'm doing. And I can kind of transition that into like my my competitive side, like my competitive comms. So that's like what I'm currently working on, and it's going really smoothly so far, and it's going great. But now onto this question. Yeah, no, like personally, I don't think I have any trouble with, or I don't have trouble with champion pool issues. Because throughout season 11, even though I wasn't like playing other champions, right? I was just like abusing Riven and Irelia and like Renekton to rank 1. I was still like taking in as much as information as I like could take in, you know? And I was watching like a lot of VODs. I was talking to a lot of pro players, like a lot of good top laners. And it kind of just stuck with me, you know? And the one goal I had this preseason was to just like play as many champions as I can, see what I like, and just be ready for season 12 and just like improve every day as much as I can, in and outside of the game.
So
okay,
kind of like
if you,
piggyback.
go ahead, Cubby.
Yeah. Kind of
we're rusty guys. We've taken some time off.
Yeah. Kind of like
Don't worry about it, guys.
piggybacking off of that. For you, like so far with like you as a player, you kind of mentioned, you know, like watching VODs or like learning from playing. What are like the best ways that you learn like the game, like for yourself? Like what are some things that you think like work really well for you or like you absorb well when it comes to like trying to pick things up?
Play a lot of solo queue, take notes, and just like look at your gameplay. Look at your mistakes only, you know? Maybe not only, but just like mainly look at your mistakes, I think, is what I did a lot as well.
Okay.
Looking at my mistakes. What I did wrong in my laning phase.
It's interesting because like this is something that we actually talk a lot about as casters, right? Because like some people like they improve more like just like practicing it, right? So solo queue pretty much like for us. Others a lot of it's about like kind of reviewing your own work, or some of it's like just like talking, like kind of bouncing, you know, ideas off of each other and stuff like that. So I always like kind of find it curious because I feel like a lot of people have different answers to that one. Like some it's just like grind out practice tool. So I find it like funny how even like in this game, you know, everyone kind of finds a way that works for them when it comes to learning.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There's a balance between like repetition and review that you have to be very mindful of. And I think as, you know, as coming from a perspective of you at rank 1, that is the most repetition you could possibly get in solo queue. I think review is going to matter a lot. So I think that makes a lot of sense. So you meant we've been talking about your champion pool. I'm curious if the meta were suddenly to shift to like Maokai being the best champion in the game.
I knew this question would come.
Are you gonna?
Like, I'm just gonna say that.
Is it gonna be the same thing? Because I might ask in a different way. Are you the type of person to pick up Maokai and, you know, stomp everybody with Maokai? Or are you the type of person to figure out what beats Maokai?
In Maokai particularly, probably find a different champion to beat Maokai.
Okay.
Is what I would do.
But like, it's because Maokai's useless, Sam.
That's true. Yeah.
What if he make his stun like 5 seconds or something? Then what?
If he was like crazy OP, then yeah, sure, I would pick him up, right? I'll just play it. Like I'll just start spamming him in solo queue, and then I'll be the best at it, you know. But yeah, I think that's it. That's the question.
That is a funny one because I know that when we talked with Alorum about that, he had a very unique answer in the sense that like he knows what he can play and like can play well, and he's like, I'm just gonna figure out like how to beat it with like whatever I can play, right?
Yeah.
So I
that's smart.
Yeah, I mean, like, there are a lot of different ways to win the game, right?
Exactly.
You figured it out being rank 1. It's not bad.
Yeah.
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 I also think like if my team wants me to play like a champion like Ornn, right? Then I'm locking in on. Like I'm first picking that champion. Even if I have to first time him. Like I just feel like as long as you have confidence in like your laning phase and just like your ability to carry the game, because like even if you're like playing weak side, right? It doesn't mean you need to just sit back and just like be down 200 CS for no reason, you
Mhm.
know, or like 100 CS for no reason, because that's realistic. You should always just like try to find those like windows, like those opportunities to, like for your team or just for yourself in general, to come back into the game and to just help your team find the key to win.
For sure. It's just a little hard to do on Maokai, probably.
For sure. I mean, you could run with the champion. That's something.
Yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Maybe
You can
maybe
type
he's
to your
just...
bot lane to drop a ward.
Ooh,
You could.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Then again, with
What about
TP
those
changes,
changes?
who knows? Yeah.
Oh man.
It's good for me.
are-
That's
are
all
we
I'm
gonna-
saying though.
Are we gonna talk about
Yeah,
TP
that's good.
changes now?
Or Aurelia.
We might as well. So those are coming up on, what is it, Wednesday? Is that when they drop?
Yes.
What's
sure.
what's
Yes.
the impression
Yes.
on these?
For me at least, I don't like really mind the TP changes. Whatever Riot does, I'm just gonna just do whatever's OP, you know?
That is the
Fair
right
enough.
answer as a player.
Yeah.
As a caster. I don't like when they take away creativity from the game. And I think that the way you can use TP early is very creative, and I think that 14 minutes is way too long. I think a nice medium would be the 7:30 or 8-minute mark, so you can actually play around Herald as a team. But now you can't, which I'm sure Sniper is thrilled about, because guess what? If you win top
course.
really hard now, you get the most OP objective in the game, too.
That's true. Wait,
It's-
it's 14 minutes? Is that what the timer
That's
is?
that's the latest, or that's the earliest you can teleport to the non-turrets. Yeah.
Okay. Not bad.
So this might be like speculative meta too much here, but are you under the impression that you're more incentivized to like switch over to Ignite than teleport, or does this mean that you are thinking more about like, maybe I can fit Summoner Spellbook into this, and maybe I can like mess with teleport in that way?
I guess it just depends what matchup you're playing. I think I'll still like keep my teleport because teleport is just really useful,
Yeah.
especially for like lane, especially if you're playing like Jace, right? But I feel like for champions like Tryndamere, right? Or like Garen or these types of champions, they'll start like being played. And yeah, like I think they're gonna be really OP champions that don't take teleport.
Mhm.
OP.
Tryndamere needs to be reworked anyway, so
My first impression
I hate that
was
champion,
that
man.
my first
Yeah.
impression was that Quinn was gonna get really good because she can just bird everywhere.
That champion's terrible right now, I think.
Um,
Yeah, man, you just
mean,
land
no,
you just
yeah,
land your E stone on Aurelia and it dies. It's sick.
well,
See, this
okay.
is how you have to start
just ban
thinking.
Aurelia.
You got to start thinking as an Aurelia
Okay,
player here,
Aurelia.
Sam. If you
Yeah.
land your skill shots as Aurelia, it just dies, which
I never land my Aurelia skill shots though. Oh man,
that's why you're not rank 1.
yeah, I know. Need to watch some more streams.
Of course.
Oh man, speaking of streams, you've been streaming for a bit. I mean, clearly you stole Viper's webcam the last time we tried to interview him, so you could stream with it.
Little brother wins,
Yep.
you know.
Yeah. Does it like concern you on the streaming side, like General Sniper as a streamer? Does it concern you now that you've got school, streaming, and playing, or are you gonna try to do them all at the same time still?
So like personally, I only stream when I want to. Like I'm not really forced to stream or anything like that. I enjoy streaming personally. But sometimes, like at times, I just want to play off stream and just
Yeah.
like work on myself, you know, just focus on the game, nothing else. But I think I'm just gonna be doing both for this year at least. And for like the next years, right? Even when I'm like LCS or Academy or like whatever, you know, I'm in, I'm just gonna keep streaming. I'm gonna keep doing what I love. And yeah, that's that.
Sweet. Well, I don't want to kill your dream for next year, but next year you still won't be old enough to play in LCS. That is still.
Oh,
You might be good enough, but
yeah,
the age.
yeah.
You
I see
still
it
gotta
as
progress.
yeah, that is true. But I see it as like a way to just keep on improving until
Yeah.
I'm eligible to play LCS. And that's what I'm gonna keep doing. Just keep improving every day.
2024 waiting room for Sniper LCS. Actually, speaking of this is actually something that I've been thinking about a lot because you, as a really exciting prospect for top lane, an NA player, and already rank 1 on the ladder. I'm sure that like for this entire Proving Grounds thing that people have been keeping their eye on you for quite some time. I mean, I guess this is the time to mention the Cloud9 thing that happened last year, where
Oh,
they tried to sign you and then instantly were like, "Oh
Wow.
wait, we can't do that."
I
Sam's
totally
going for
forgot
the
about
throat.
that, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah, I forgot about that. I was like so sad during that day.
Yeah,
But like it was actually like a good thing though, you know?
I was sad too.
For
I was
for
really
you,
sad to see
why do
you
you
in the
feel like it was
Griffin.
a good thing looking back for you?
Well, I don't know if I can say like much about this.
Yeah,
But like my contract wasn't the best.
got it. Okay.
And like it was terrible, terrible. So I'm just glad that that didn't happen. And for me, um, for me, like for season 11 at least, one of my goals was, or my goal, like my one goal was to just hit rank 1. And I was contracted to streaming contract 2, so that way like I had to stream my gameplay. And I don't
Yeah.
really like personally, whenever I'm like trying to go for rank 1 or anything like that, I don't really like streaming because I just like to, like I said, to focus on myself and just to focus on my own gameplay, nothing else. So yeah.
Yeah, and for more context for the chat that may not know what we're referring to, when they came out with the new format for Proving Grounds, um, C9's original plan for their AM team was to sign Sniper and Griffin,
Mhm.
but they were both 14, and Riot came out with a 15-year-old age requirement a little bit
Yep.
after that happened. So those got that's what Sam's or Smax is referencing when he says that.
Yeah.
Just to give some more context to the chat, because that was definitely something that was not announced and was very much, yeah, just it happened. But yeah,
Yeah.
that is good though. That like I totally get that with like not wanting to stream when you're tryharding, right? Like if your goal is
Yeah,
rank
for sure.
1, you got to make sure that your goals line up with rank 1. But
Yep.
yeah, I mean it's good that things were. I think it's a good like things worked out for you, which obviously is
Yeah,
pretty
absolutely.
nice. But yeah, that's the situation that Sam was referring to. So yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And before I threw that torpedo into the conversation, I was going to bring up that you on 100 Thieves Next, in my opinion, have a pretty big advantage because your team is actually
sure.
able to sign you, and the academy teams aren't, which
Yeah.
makes
Wow.
me pretty excited. Tell them like it is, Cubby. This is a pretty big deal, I think. So I'm pretty thrilled to see what your team is actually capable of when it does get to Proving Grounds, because I think this team is built to be competitive there, which is sort of the. I don't want to like fully disrespect the team from last year, but it seems like this team was built with that very specific goal in mind, whereas for last year it was a lot to like develop a fully new team. Do you get that impression more, or are you? I guess like as the new developing rookie on this team, which side of it do you feel more that you're going toward on this team?
I think for me at least, I'm just looking to improve. I'm just like looking to just try my best, improving every day. Not only like inside of league, but outside of league. I don't really have like any goals for 2022 other than like that. But yeah, that's what I say. Like I'm just like really excited to play, to start playing, to show what I'm capable of, and yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to really. Just playing on stage.
Yeah. So this is also the second time that you've said not only like inside of course league, but also outside of league. For you, what does like growth outside of league mean? Like in that sense, like kind of like what defines success for you in that sense as well?
Well, my one goal is to win a world championship. Like nothing. I just think of everything else as like standard. It's like being the best at my role is like standard to me, right? Including like amateur, academy, and LCS. And the one goal like I have in mind is just to win a world championship. That's like what I really want. An LCS championship means like a lot, obviously, but that's like not really what I'm. That's not like really my goal, you know. It's that's also like kind of standard, but like it's not the end of the world if I don't win an LCS championship, let's just say. But winning like a world championship will mean a lot. Just going to worlds, and then like next split, winning a world championship. That's just what I want to do.
All right, so we really are in 2024 waiting room then.
We are in 2020, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now.
All right, good. Well, we, unfortunately, we have to watch you play this year first and the next year. I'm just kidding. It's gonna be a good time. We've had a few of your teammates that are on this team on this show before. That is Fnatic and Array. We talked to both of them last year, while they were still on Resolve, and they ended up doing pretty well for the entire year at both proving grounds. They placed pretty well, defeating some really solid teams in C9A and then TLA in the other order.
Yeah.
Were you watching those guys play before? Like you mentioned that you haven't played with them in solo queue, but how closely were you paying attention to like them and the rest of the teams in proving grounds for 2021?
I wasn't watching too much amateur academy or even LCS. I was just like primarily focusing on solo queue. That's what's gonna be exciting about this year. But no, I know Fnatic and Array, like they're both Smurfs. I've played with them during scrims as well. These guys are really freaking good. So like big vouch to them, and I'm excited to playing with them in 2022. I don't even know what year it is, man.
It is 2022. It's
2022.
new. You're probably gonna have to, get used to typing that out on all your school assignments. That was always always threw me for a loop,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's obviously, like this next year is pretty exciting for you, like getting to actually play fives on, I'd say less viewers than Tyler One stream, but also kind of the path to pro that Riot has going on. And so I'm kind of curious. Obviously, you have pretty lofty aspirations, and you've kind of said that, like, you have some goals for this year, but like, none that are like your goals are like to do well. But for you, like,
Exactly.
what would define success for you? Like, kind of like, what are you going to define as success, like for yourself and for your team, heading into this year?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think just like not getting into like the mindset of just being lazy. That I feel like that's not what I'm worried about, but
Complacency is the enemy.
yeah, exactly, for sure. But what I'm really looking forward to this year is just like I would probably just say to like I don't know. I just want to improve, I just want to improve as much as possible. Obviously, like winning these tournaments means something, but like I said, it's like not the end of the world if we lose, because we'll always keep improving. And I feel like if we have that mindset as a team, just like keep improving, don't stop. I think we're gonna make it. We're gonna be really good.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I think you guys have a really solid baseline as well. I think you guys have
Our team's really good.
Yeah, fully
For
agree.
sure.
Fully agree.
It's fun hearing you say that, because like obviously we can say that and guess like we think this team's gonna be pretty good, but it's like when you hear a player just like kind of you got like the big smile on your face, like we're good, like that's always pretty fun, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You don't have to answer this, but does your team plan on doing like internal scrims with 100 Thieves Academy frequently?
I'm actually not sure. I have no idea.
Fair enough.
So yeah, we just started scrimming, so
yeah. That makes sense.
Everything started up this past week, I think.
Yeah.
So no,
that would be fun though. I would want to scrim the LCS team. I would want to scrim Tenacity.
Ooh.
You're gonna have some. You're gonna have to fight over Aurelia a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you think's the better Aurelia?
I mean, I don't really like comparing players, right? Like comparing top laners, like
Mhm.
certain champions, but I mean maybe not certain champions, just like comparing top laners in general. But
Sure.
in terms of like Irelia, I think I hold the record of being the best Irelia in NA at least. Not like not in the entire world because there's a player named Irelia King. I got my Irelia skills from him. I just like watch him a lot. He's really cracked. Yeah,
What region is he in?
he's in Korea.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen the Echo One trick in China?
No, I don't think
Oh
so.
God, I'm blanking on this guy's IGN, but he makes Echo look like he plays it mid, and he makes it look like one of the most broken champions I've ever seen. Like, I do not know half the things that like this player does, but he's like consistently challenger in China, only playing Echo mid and jungle, but mostly
Yeah.
mid, and it's
I,
filthy.
Yeah, I actually don't think it's like that hard hitting challenger in China because there's just like fighting 24/7. Um, and
That's
it's
where
just
you
like
thrive. You're like, just give me the
oh yeah,
fights,
for
right?
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was actually gonna go to Korea with the 100 Thieves team
Hmm.
this off season. I'm kind of glad I didn't honestly because that way I could have more time to expand my champion pool
Hmm.
and all that stuff. But I'm definitely looking forward to going to Korea this year.
Is that
I can.
so? Is that like something that you're looking to do in between maybe spring and summer? Then
Yeah,
when you're out
yeah,
of school.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's what I want to do for sure. That's like on the bucket list.
yeah.
That's really cool.
Have you and your brothers ever thought of just getting a little family house out there one off
Yeah,
season?
yeah, no, me and my brother and Blade, actually
Yep.
TF Blade, we might all go together if like
Oh,
the
cool.
timing's right. Yeah, so I'm definitely hyped about that. It'll be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
That's really sick. So you mentioned going to Korea. I assume that's one of the reasons why they announced you as their top laner for 100 Thieves Next so early is the potential to bring you there.
Yep.
Were at that point were you actually like the only member on the team, or did they just announce you first and then they already had everyone lined up? And did you have like any say on what players got onto the team?
Uh, I well, I obviously had a say, but I thought like everyone that Papa Smithy scouted was like good, and Papa Smithy's like really smart about the game, so he obviously knows what he's doing. And I just like trusted Papa Smithy to just like pick which players he thinks are good. Obviously had a word in it, but yeah, it was mainly it was like both of us, you know.
Yeah, you got to adopt the 100 Thieves Talk Pod slogan, right? The trust the Papa, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that fun,
Yeah,
the
no,
fun
he's
banner.
goated.
Yeah, that's like a different world, I guess you might have to step in now, being a part of 100 Thieves. I know that when we did get in this call, I can say it's like, why do you have a jersey and I don't yet, right? I assume that you have one on the way, but
It's on the way. Yeah,
we
it's on the
we
way.
can throw that out as like maybe like a little spring like Sniper would like a jersey, guys.
I would like a jersey, guys.
Yeah, are you getting a hoodie on the hoodie org as well?
Yeah, they actually sent me like a bunch of merch. I'm sure you guys have
Ooh.
seen my tweets or
Oh
my,
yeah,
my
yeah.
recent
You
tweet.
had a
That was
nice
the
Christmas
tweet,
package,
cat
yeah.
tweet. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was they sent me like an insane amount of merch. Like that was really nice of them.
They take care of you. It was actually funny because so last year I helped with the announcement video for the first iteration of 100 Next. So I was in like a group chat with the players, like coordinate. We'd like talk with everyone, and at some point it was like thrown around like, hey, they look like pretty good, and if we get 100 Thieves gear, right? And
Yep.
so like Papa like added someone to the chat. It's like, hey, everyone fill out this form, like get your gear. It was like the new drop. So I saw that drop early, and I'm like, oh shit, I probably should not leak this, but yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, it's always nice for sure.
Yeah. So did that play like any part in your off season? Like, because I assume that. Well, I know for a fact that 100 Thieves was not the first org, or not the only org that was interested in you. But what kind of led you to make the decision? Because I think that you were in the weird spot where not only are you a 15-year-old that's number one on the ladder, and also might be the first generational talent given who your family is and your brothers, but also
Yeah.
you're only an amateur, like you are an amateur player, but you had a lot of orgs that were interested in you, rightfully so. So
Yeah.
what was that like for you?
There's definitely a lot of things going on during this off season for me at least.
Yeah.
But before like this entire off season started, or sorry, like as soon as the preseason, or not preseason, yeah, before off season started, I told my brother. He was like, he's kind of like my manager, right? Or he was at least. I fired him, and like I got another manager. So thank you, Moaz. But yeah, I told him that the team like I wanted to join was 100 Thieves, or
Okay.
like the number one team I was looking at to join for amateur. Cause let's just say if I hadn't hit rank 1, I probably wouldn't have been playing an amateur next year. I would have just like made my way into academy like right away. But since I did hit rank 1, I had options, right? And the number one option was just 100 Thieves. And as soon as Papa reached out to me, I was like, okay, like I'm joining this team. You know, this is like the team I want to play on. Team's just amazing, and everyone's just really cool. It's been really fun so far.
Awesome.
Can I just say I'll censor myself, but that's freaking badass that you are 15 and fired your brother as a manager.
It's not Viper, guys. He's not my manager.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
It was my oldest brother.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. But once again, good to have family on your side with some experience in this, right?
Yeah.
Definitely has been a common theme. So we've talked about obviously Viper, your oldest brother now, but also you're a twin, right?
I'm a twin.
Which like I think that growing up with a twin brother is something that is very unique, right? In the sense that like there's always a bit of extra sibling rivalry. I want to say, but I'll kind of let you kind of go into that. Like, what's it been like kind of growing up with a twin?
So when I started playing League, he started playing League, and funny story actually. When we got our PC, I was talking about. I control the keyboard, he controlled the mouse. I'm pretty sure you guys heard of this before from like other people or whatever. But yeah, I was mainly just controlling the keyboard because
you're playing the
obviously I
All-Star
had the better
game.
mechanics.
Yeah,
exactly. His clicks are pretty off, so like, hey,
Ooh.
I might have also fired him from that chair and just like let myself play. But yeah, it's definitely been really fun with Crimson. His real name's Bilal.
Yep.
He's definitely really supportive, so I'm supportive of him. We're just like homies, really close, you know. We're like best friends.
If you guys play Mario, which one of you is Mario and which one of you is Luigi?
He'd probably be Mario because he's just better than me at the game. But yeah.
Oh man, you got to pick Monty Mole. That's the move.
Who the hell is that?
Well the latest or the Mario Party game on the Switch.
Mario Party, you can play as a mole.
Monty Mole has a great dice. You get +1 gold if you roll a 1. That's 2 through 6. Everyone has their own dice, so you know.
You can play as him in the baseball game too, Mario Sluggers.
Yes, no, Monty Mole is a king in Mario Super Sluggers. Yeah, but that was GameCube. That was probably around. Did you ever have a GameCube?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
No, did
oh
not.
God. Okay. We should change topics fast, Sam.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I barely had a GameCube. So.
Oh boy.
Is the GameCube older than you? It might be.
It is.
I think it is.
It is.
Yeah.
It is
I'm looking
100%. No, it's 100%. I was playing that when I was 7.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. By a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 2001.
Okay. Yeah. That's why we need to change topics, Sam.
Whew. Yeah. Oh goodness. So I had a really good topic, and then we started talking about how old we are.
So I had to bring up Monty Mole, you know.
Apologize.
Is that true, Steve? Kangas just said in the chat that the Wii is older than you too. Is that true?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of sad, guys.
Yep.
Oh my. Man. Yeah, now I'm really lost. I don't know what I was gonna say.
I remember
at
getting
all.
the Wii. That was a great time. Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort, that was my jam.
So Cubby and I have made some jokes in this off season that 100 Thieves can only pick up supports that were previously mid laners.
Yeah.
This is the most recent addition to that with Sword. How has he adjusted to the role so far, in your opinion?
I mean, he's been strengthening it so far as well. Like, he's definitely the best support in amateur, I think.
Ooh.
He'll make himself. I mean, like, I don't really know. Like, he's just good, you know. He's good at his role. and I think like the transition he made from mid lane to support will it'll definitely be better, I think, for him as well. Because I definitely think he fits in the role, and like I trust in him. He's a smurf.
Awesome. That's really good to hear because we haven't seen him play that a whole lot outside of like some in-houses and
Yeah,
stuff. So
Not at all.
Yeah, he's been doing really good in scrims.
are there any top laners in amateur and academy for this split apart from your brother that you're very excited to potentially play up against?
Not really. I don't really think. I mean, personally, I just need like a little more experience. I need like a good feeling. I don't think I'm there yet. And then I'll get there. I'll be the best top laner in amateur and in academy. But other than that, like, I don't really like. I'm not really looking forward to playing against anyone besides my brother. But like, he's out of the question. So yeah, that's that.
Yeah.
How big of a TSM fan are you going to be this year when you're not a 100 Thieves fan, of course?
I'll definitely be supporting him. And TSM for sure. Wait, can I say that?
Yeah. Oh, of course you
think
can.
so. Yeah.
He's your brother.
Okay.
I would
Yeah,
expect that you're going to be supporting him.
No, I'm definitely gonna be supporting my brothers. Both of my brothers.
Yeah. So that
Top
actually, your twin brother is also looking for an amateur team at the moment. I know that some of those are being announced. Do you know if there's a chance we might see him in OQs for UEA?
Wait, what does that mean?
The open
QBA?
qualifiers.
The open
for
qualifier,
the
it's
tournament.
in-
Yeah.
I believe 10 days is when the tournament
It's
starts.
the OQs
so
are the
8 days
10th.
is when the OQs are.
I think yes.
Okay.
You guys will see soon.
Cool.
What
That's
he ends up
that's
winning.
cool to hear. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we could have 3 people from your family
Yeah, that's
all
crazy
competing
actually.
that is unheard of. It really is. That's very, very cool. Yeah. So I always like to highlight Crimson as well. You know, that's always fun.
Yeah, he's actually good too. Like, I'm not saying that because he's my brother, but like I actually enjoy playing with him, and I think he's a really good player. And he's passionate about the game too. So like, I definitely have a lot of faith in him. I mean, I have faith in like all my brothers, you know, obviously, but
I would hope so.
Yeah.
of course, of course. I don't have an ego, guys. Nothing like that. Nothing.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. Yeah, no, my brother's a Smurf. Both of my brothers are Smurfs, and I'm excited to see what we'll do.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, Crimson's Syndra was looking pretty nice at that money match just recently.
Yeah.
Oh, not bad. I was on the cast. I was like, man, pull out the Yasuo, just play it. And he played the Syndra game. He was really good. I was like, oh, that was pretty good. I'm down for that.
He's expanding the pool.
Are you gonna try to keep doing the money matches while on 100 Thieves?
Yeah, no, for sure. The money matches are definitely fun, but I just think that like whenever I play against that team, like the same team every time, it kind of gets boring. But I mean, they're a good team. They have like synergy, and
Yeah, they got your number a little bit.
it's definitely like rough out there, but yeah, no, it's really fun. I've been having lots of fun participating in those. And shout out to Tyler One, obviously, he's the homie.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I remember when those first started running, and the old joke of Tyler One paid Zazel more than his org did in amateur last year. So always got to
That's funny.
appreciate Tyler One for helping out any
for sure.
amateur, unironically.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah,
Yeah, that's true. Actually, wow.
unironically, yeah.
Unironically, yeah.
Yeah, no, those prize pools are, I mean, pretty nice because obviously, I mean, this is something that we've talked about on other podcasts, just depending on who we have on. But it's not like being an amateur player; you're making bank.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You were getting a small stipend to religiously play this game, which is cool.
Some teams
It's
don't do
very
anything,
cool.
too.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it is a small stipend, if anything, which is very cool. I'm sure, especially being your age. You got to be balling out with your high scores, right?
Yeah,
Man,
of course,
if you weren't in like online only school, man, I could only imagine like walking into school. You're like, I make money each month.
It was,
Yeah.
yeah. A lot
Yeah.
of people from school actually know, just like by
Okay.
I don't know, like the internet or something. So
They figured
yeah,
it out.
that's
So,
it's
what do your
so it is a
classmates
big
think?
flex that you're rank
Yeah.
1 in your school.
yeah. Okay, so like a couple years ago in middle school, cause like I haven't seen anyone since like
Yeah.
grade 8, right? Since like middle of grade 8. I stopped talking to a lot of people, right? And all of a sudden, they just like see me popping off or whatever, and they just like they just start messaging me, like, wait, this is you, this is you. Oh my god, and it's like no way, right? But it's definitely really cool. But like the thing about that is there's also like a lot of people from my school that just like come into my Twitch chats and just I don't know, just like leak my school or like leak my address and like stuff like
Oh,
that,
wow.
which is like really
That's not
messed
good.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like that's like definitely like the scary part about that. And I'm pretty sure like the whole entire school knows, so it's really weird, but like it is what it is. Personally, like
Just the whole school knows, it's not a
yeah,
deal.
just the whole school knows.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah, I don't really like to like flex this or anything like that. That's just like me. I just like to keep it to myself. But yeah, that's about it.
Having
It's been chill though.
it's the right mentality to have, but having admiration from peers is cool. Like,
yeah.
and
Do you have people
sure, yeah.
from your school that play League as well?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of league players in my school.
Well, sweet.
Yeah.
Do you play with them ever? Or, I mean, you can't duo with them,
sometimes.
but
Yeah, sometimes with my friends. Yeah, they're chill.
Sweet. All right. This is very important for boomers like Cubby and I. In this off season, we had a lot of fun playing the new TFT set. Did you play any TFT in this off season? I gotta tell you, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, sorry to disappoint you guys, but I'm a League One chick, and I don't play any other game.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
that's what I mean by dedicated to the game. I don't play any other game, literally.
I'm
makes
sure
sense.
Papa Smithy, if he's in the chat, is thrilled about that at the moment. But are there
Brandon
any
and I really aren't even in this set, so it's all right.
are there any games that you've played like besides League that you feel like have helped out like with your League skills? Like, one of my favorite parts about watching Faker stream is like all these stupid 8-bit games that he plays that like just take insane mechanics, like for whatever reason, like whether it's like an arcade game or like a puzzle game or anything like that. Like, have you ever like picked up any of those and be like, wow, like this actually helps like my mouse speed or anything like that?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I play like other Steam games, like I don't know, Crab Game and like Jackpot. I don't know if you guys heard of that. But yeah. That's about it. I just play like Steam games on League.
Very cool. How much Among Us did you play?
Oh, I was like terrible at the game, and like whenever I was joining these lobbies, I was just getting like flamed, so I just stopped joining them. And it was depression for sure.
I know that it's always funny like other games because like they pick up more like in the community like from the off season. And I know a lot of people were like playing this game called Muck, M-U-K. It was like a really stupid like 8-bit Minecraft game. Yeah. Oh god, the one last year or 2 years ago was so stupid. It was like this 8-bit shooter like CS:GO. But you could like play a lobby in
like the top-down one.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember that one.
Like it got really popular with.
I don't remember what that one was
people were like
called.
playing it like before matches. Like they were
What?
like in lobbies because it was like it took like 60 seconds. Like you'll 1v1 me real quick.
I remember that.
Yeah. It was pretty fun.
I never actually tried that one. But that one
I'm blanking on what it was called. If any
it looked like Bloons Tower Defense. Like your little guy looked like a sniper monkey.
Yeah, if anyone in the chat knows that you can throw it out. It was pretty funny.
That's funny actually.
That was insane.
Off-season metas are insane, man. I am excited for off-season to be over with. The last 3 months, or I got 3 for us, but 2 months have just been like, oh, I hate it, man. Like the cycle and like everything. It's just I need more games.
We need more NA League.
Yeah, we need more games to get out of this stupid Twitter cycle.
Wait, where's the solo queue grind then?
My solo queue grind?
Yeah. What about your
my solo
queue
queue grind?
You both, yeah.
Well, okay, I was doing Wild Rift stuff because I casted the Wild Rift international tournament.
Oh,
so
nice.
I grinded that game. I did hit diamond in that game. So I matched my current league rank. Not bad.
My support.
I was planning on it, but then Wild Rift hooked me, so I have that excuse.
My support account, I was like D2 with 20 games, but I had Masters MMR. I got shit on by closer one game. That was fun.
Wait, your support account? You guys, wait, what roles do you guys even play?
So
we both play support.
In season 10, I peaked GM as support. And then my
Did I play with you? Or
no, God no. I got bodied by Core JJ a couple times though. That was not fun.
Oh,
yeah, they were playing like
really unlucky.
They were playing Cinder Nautilus and like would let us bounce the second wave, and then would just 3-wave crash and dive with jungle. It was not fun. Yeah, it was like actually unplayable.
It's the experience.
Dude, the core JJ experience was something else. My sport account wrapped up D2, and then my solo account was like D3, but that had like way more games on it.
That's not bad at all, actually. What the hell? I
It-
know that.
Yeah, I at one point I've been D1 playing every role. But
Ooh, I don't
yeah.
have that flex. I
Yeah,
beat,
no,
I
neither
beat
do I.
Master on support.
but that's since like season 3 because I'm a boomer. So
oh,
yeah,
I was nowhere near diamond in season 3, man.
so
I was
this
still bronze.
this off season I coached or I did coach a collegiate team. My contract just ran out, but I was coaching Miami, Ohio University. So I was putting most of my time into that. So that's like
Oh,
I was trying to
nice.
stay relevant that way.
Yeah.
But
It was the league team, right?
what was that?
League team, right?
Yeah. But
Yes.
I like solo queue for me. It's like it just goes in waves because it doesn't help a ton with like my casting. Like I've played close to a level that you guys have, so I get it. Every time I try and grind, I just get reminded like how hard it is to actually be good at this
Yeah.
freaking game.
So hard.
Yeah,
But-
for sure. You need to have a really strong mental.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
something.
and like for me, it's like it's just no gain anymore. Like if I get masters again, that'd be cool. But I feel like I get more from like talking with people and like trying to pick up things that way. So I don't
Watching
put a ton
helps
of
a
time
lot
into
too.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Wait, was the game you guys were talking about Crunker, by the way? Like the.
Yep. That was it.
Was it that game?
So,
Yeah,
That
was the name,
I used
yep.
to play a lot.
Yes. Thank
that
you.
game
Yeah.
was-
Thanks,
Yeah,
G-Man.
that's
Yeah.
the
It
one.
was Crunker. Jesus. Yeah.
My
The
brother
off-season
used
metas
to
are
just-
whack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
But yeah, the most recent league that I've been playing, I've been spamming Zed and LeBlanc in mid lane, which has been really fun. Because I'm a support main. I have only ever played like supports and stuff, so
Yep.
playing assassins has been really cool. I really like First Strike Zed. That rune is very
First Strike
very fun.
Zed?
Yeah.
That sounds
really good.
bad.
So no, it's good because the cooldown for First Strike is pretty much the same as the cooldown for a Shadow. So every single time you go for a trade in lane with a Shadow, you get like 20 gold. It's pretty
Mm.
nice,
I see.
and it amps your damage a lot when you ult. So it's not bad.
Interesting.
I usually get like 100 gold ish.
Wow, what
pretty
the hell?
That's
yeah.
not bad.
I think I've played like 25 Zed games or something in this.
Okay.
offseason.
So you've actually like,
you guys-
researched this tech. Where are you? Like D3?
Oh yeah, I didn't do it in ranked.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah,
That-
that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we're like, all right, hey.
I was like, all right, bit of a
It's not
difference. Yeah.
I'm not confident enough to play mid and ranked. I never have made that role. So, but
It's hard, though.
I have researched the tech, somewhat, and I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. I
Nice,
think we
that's really
should
cool.
continue to give sniper solo queue advice. I think
Oh,
this is the
yeah,
great
we're
direction. No,
definitely-
no,
Oh my
no.
I'm
Get
noting
us
all
out.
this, I'm noting all this,
Get
guys.
us out. I haven't played like a month, which has been nice, but no,
Well,
I
you know
definitely
what?
as you mentioned, like
Yeah.
mentally prepping to like play solo queue and play at a high level like every day. Like when I used to do it, it was like 6 games a day just to like feel like I'm keeping like maintaining skill, right?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
it is really wild, and the fact that you guys all do it at a high level and like have the mental to queue up again every day and play like over 2K, 3K games a year is
Some
insane.
players do not have the mental. For
That is
sure.
true.
That's one
The
thing.
fact that you do as a 15-year-old is very impressive. So I did not when I was your age. So props to you.
Yeah.
But
you
yeah,
haven't seen my dark solo queue side.
yeah, I haven't seen the off-stream account.
Oh man.
Oh man.
What is the funniest league account name that you've made for yourself?
Funniest league account. I think it was Hi It's Viper, double R.
Yes, that was
Hi,
funny.
It's Viper. I had that once.
You had it for the first frickin' T1 money match, so we had to keep on explaining like this is actually General Sniper
I did.
and
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
Viper.
Oh yeah, I did. That's true
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, I did. It
man.
was I think that's about it. My names are
Your names
My
like
names
that
are cool,
always
you
so
know?
confusing. Yeah.
yeah.
We had
Like G
a
Snipes.
we got to ask Tomio the
Snipes,
same
yeah.
thing, which was a very interesting conversation on how he came
Oh,
up with
for
C2
sure.
Meteos and Draven's 696969.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Those are
Classic.
nice names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very prestigious and serious player, Tomio.
Yeah, for sure.
I think
Especially in solo queue.
I think my favorite part
Oh,
about
yeah.
Worlds was watching him play Annie mid at 150 ping in EU West. That was and like
That was
hit
pretty good.
hit Matt. It was some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. He was like actually just stopping kids playing Annie mid.
That was good times.
It's not bad, his Animed. I've played it before.
Yeah, it's not
It's
bad.
okay.
Well, Sniper, you know, It's almost your bedtime. No, I'm just kidding.
He's turning. We're keeping him from streaming right now, Sam. He's got to go.
Dude,
rake it in.
I haven't streamed in like 2 years. All right, like I got all day. No, this is really fun. Like I'm down to keep going if you guys are.
Yeah, no, we're over an hour already. So this was a lot of fun. And as you said, it was your first interview or podcast, something like that.
First podcast, yeah. My bad.
Podcast.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys.
If you have any footnotes or anything like that,
we can improve on. Yeah, we'll give you an exit survey live on the podcast.
But also, you were great. So, and it was really fun sitting down with you and being able to like have a conversation with a 15-year-old is something that not every 15-year-old can do. But done a lot of things a lot of 15-year-olds can't do either. So I'm very impressed. So thank you for joining us. Before we let you go, do you have any thank yous or shout outs you'd like to give? And also, where can we find you? We have your Twitter on the screen. I'm sure most people in here know your stream as well. But if you want to shout those out, feel free.
Yeah, I actually do a lot of YouTube, so if you want to check that out, you can.
Awesome.
And I mean, thank you guys so much for having me. You guys are like amazing. I don't know how you guys aren't like LCS podcasts or whatever like the podcast people do, but like you guys are like insane and amazing, and keep it up. Like you guys are going places for sure.
We
so much,
we
man.
try our best. We're gonna try and keep on chasing you. I think that's the goal.
Yeah,
I
Is
appreciate
to
it
move
like
on up.
this.
Yeah.
I think you're getting there before us, probably. You
No,
never
thank you
know.
guys so much.
Maybe we'll get there at the same time.
We will. I believe in us. I believe in us.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thanks so much, man. It's been really really fun having you on. And like Cubby said, you
for
can
having
find Sniper on Twitter and YouTube and Twitch. All those.
Yes. If you're watching live, I'll link both in the chat. So
Awesome.
check them out.
Yeah. And with that, I believe this wraps up our first episode of 2022. Thank you so much for everyone who watched us live, and thank you so much for everyone who tuned in on our other platforms. Speaking of those other platforms, you can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, Google, and Apple, and also Twitch, which we're live right now. If you're watching it live right now, I guess that doesn't really work if you're doing something else. But anyway,
Nice outro.
It might. Maybe we are live right now.
It's been a while. Yeah.
But anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been episode 37 of the Proving Grounds pod, and we're back for another year. Get ready. We're coming for us again. Proving Grounds season 2022. We're doing it. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.